Conflict management is something that people run away from all the time. And there's really two different types of conflict. There's functional conflict, which is good and makes us all better and stronger. And there's dysfunctional conflict, which really tears teams apart. And that's hard to get away from. So, Phill, we do have a lot of conflict that comes up on just in the workplace all the time, don't we? What
Absolutely.
are some causes?
We do. Let's take a look at what some of these causes are. Sources of conflict could be due to resource shortages, work styles, and scheduling priorities. Let's think about that. Resource shortages. So you're working on your project, you've got too few resources, and I want the resources that you're trying to get. That could cause conflict, right? Work styles. Maybe you're the kind of proactive person who does stuff. When you get it, you want to do it, and I want to kind of be on the back burner, put it off. That could cause conflict and scheduling priorities. Other sources of conflict in order of frequency, schedules, wanting to do things later, wanting it now.
Not being available.
Not being available, exactly.
Different time zones.
That's true. That's another one. You know, meetings, talking about meetings, priorities. You know, lots of times everyone thinks their meeting should be #1 priority. You know, they want it first. And then what do you have to say about, we've talked about resources, technical opinions?
This is a challenging one because technical opinions both could be correct. And that is helpful when you can collaborate on an answer to this and actually look at what the approaches are, what the alternatives are, what resources are necessary, how much it would cost. So technical opinions also have a lot of ego involved. Yes. And if you choose an opinion that was wrong, hopefully you're able to kind of stifle that conflict there so that people will have, you know, will be friendly towards each other.
Let's say you've got two team members and one thinks, no, it has to be Java, and the other person says, no, JavaScript will do, and they keep going at it. What should the project manager do in that situation?
That is a matter of noticing, first of all, what type of tension is happening. You know, are people being angry? I mean, this is functional conflict.
That's true.
When people aren't angry, when people are saying, look, I've got a good reason why we should use this type of coding. So I think you sit them down and you collaborate and you come up with a solution and you actually look at the reasons why this alternative would be better. Now, if you have good data, good hard data also, like how much it will cost, how much longer it will take, maybe you have to tear out a whole infrastructure to move to one type of technical solution.
Right, right.
So
data always trumps sentiment, doesn't it? It's all about the data. What about these administrative procedures and cost and personality? Well, personality. What do you think about that, Emily?
Well, you know, it's the lowest on the list because as people, having been in many different situations in our life, we get it. We have to get along. We have to work well with people. And so we all have our own ways of, unfortunately, we do have biases and we make assumptions immediately when we meet someone. So sometimes we have to sit back and think, am I part of the problem here? But personality is the type of thing that I do believe that you can get past when all the people involved with those difficult personalities are willing to communicate and say why they have an issue. I mean, in some cases, it really doesn't even, it's easy to say it's personality.
Right.
But maybe you promised them an incentive and you're not delivering.
That's true.
Maybe this is, you know, back to resource shortages and someone's overworked. Or maybe another project manager is upset because you're getting priority when there was other communication that happened along the way, and a simple sit-down talk could help with that.
That's true. It's probably always tied to something else, you know, contrary to what people think. And key points to remember, conflict is normal and it's a team issue, so it should be resolved as a team. And being open helps resolve conflict. A lot of people think, no, I'm going to be closed. I'm not going to let people know my mind. You know, I'm going to guard what I'm thinking. Some people don't even like conflict at all. They run away from it, but it's not a bad thing. So if you've got any more questions, your team has hit a brick wall, they're in the storming stage all of their days, you might want to think about getting them trained in conflict management, getting them trained in leadership, and a few other things. But send in your questions to Praizion.com, info@Praizion.com.